Tar Heel with the top seed entering today's competition. And we are underway, the first of 10 championship bouts at 157. Sonny Santiago, 1 seed, Ed Scott, the 2 seed, and a weight that will send 2 from this conference on to Kansas City in a couple of weeks.
Earlier this season is an exciting matchup between these two, with Santiago coming out on top, just edging Scott. But it was a battle. Scott was doing a great job of controlling the ties. Santiago just came out in a couple key positions. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen tonight. Is Scott going to control those ties, and how is he going to develop through those positions? Gets to his attack. We see Santiago's attacking first there.
This has really been a breakout campaign when you look at Sonny Santiago. He didn't wrestle a lot last year. He finished the season 9-1. He's been plagued by injuries throughout his time in Chapel Hill. One of those wrestlers, as you talked about, Anthony, if he scores early, he is tough. And that's what he was able to do on the road in a hostile environment against Ed Scott, and he hung on for the win. Scott, though, trying to get on the board first, in on that left leg. Let's see if he can finish it here.
Excellent shot there by Scott. You see he's working up to the knee, controlling, cutting across to sweep the leg. Great job of there, just methodically moving through your position. Scott got the initial shot, elevated that leg up, and worked to improve. Good job.
Clearly a point of emphasis for North Carolina State coming into this one was for Scott to get to his offense early. Not even 90 seconds in, a challenge coming from the North Carolina corner. It's Tony Ramos out there talking with the official, explaining what he wants them to take another look at the review panel. They're going to challenge to see if they were in that cylinder area when the escape happened for Santiago. That's what they're taking a look at the replay table.
I really like how Scott came out attacking in on that shot, getting up to his feet, and that was a key thing. He was attacking in that first matchup this season, but wasn't able to finish. See right here?
And keep in mind, the call on the mat was no escape there, so they're looking for evidence that control had been lost for Scott. UNC is not going to win the challenge, so Scott maintains the 3-0 lead, and Santiago goes back down underneath. Pat Papalizio, he's been down this road before. On the cusp of another ACC championship, his team controlling their own destiny with the 13-point lead entering tonight.
Solid mat return by Scott on the edge. He's keeping his tone balanced. He's got that leg stretched out, working the spiral ride.
Santiago with his win earlier today, now 14-7.
Continuation of action, both wrestlers pushing their way toward out of bounds, back to a restart in the center. A minute 18, first period just underway. Scott behind the takedown with a 3-0 lead.
Go ahead, Brad.
Scott immediately goes to that claw.
That first move by Scott, pressuring forward, working the claw, keeping the weight on Santiago's hands. See if he can get another mat return here.
Scott grimacing in pain there for a moment off that grip as Santiago was prying at his hand, trying to free it, and it looked like maybe one of those fingers got caught. Scott forced to bail. He'll give up the escape, 3-1.
Way to be stubborn in that bottom position by Santiago, getting to his feet. Scott was putting the pressure on from top, but you get to your feet, you attack those hands immediately. Work for that escape. He clawed his way out.
Right hand, that right hand. Bump off. Yes. 30, guys, 30.
Santiago trying to drop level. Foley shot. Scott disengages. Short time. Final few moments of this first period. Ed Scott with a 3-1 lead.
Nice head hands defense there by Scott. See right away blocking down with his left arm, getting his hips away, maintaining good position here. He's not giving up those easy points at the end of the first period. He's going to stay composed, hold his position.
It's a new era for North Carolina. Rob Cole coming in from Stanford. He is watching off in the distance, allowing his two assistants, Ramos and Coach Enoch, over there to dial in with Santiago. Scott goes back into the top position. Period 2 underway. Again, likes to chop that arm off the whistle. Santiago quickly elevating up to his feet. Scott, one of the more physical wrestlers in this weight class at 157, showing his ruggedness. He's a guy that wants to wrestle a physical match in your face. Very good on top, like a lot of these Wolfpack wrestlers are. Santiago, though, just resilient, kept battling despite the returns to the mat, kept popping up, and he gets the escape.
Hard fought escape there by Santiago, but good job by Scott getting that mat return, putting the pressure on, building up that ride time. He's at 1:10 now, so way to commit to what you need to do.
ACC Wrestling League February 6th, following a top 10 victory, came in the Tar Heels
I think Santiago, excellent freestyle wrestler. In fact, he was busy a couple of weeks ago. He was in Acapulco trying to qualify for the Olympic Games at the Pan Am and Olympic qualifiers, representing Puerto Rico. Spends a lot of time working with Ethan Ramos, the former Tar Heel, now one of the assistants at Duke. And congratulations to Ramos. He qualified for the Olympics, a thrilling win at those Pan Ams. Tar Heels are represented by 3, a couple of current UNC wrestlers, and then Ramos, the former Tar Heel. Scott back on the offense. Good job there by Santiago to reposition.
Santiago squaring up those hips, but Scott, great head hands defense, right away counterattacking, dropping down that leg. Great motion there by Scott. He defended that initial attack, but Santiago was working from front head cover position, got the angle, pursued that attack. Would it take over the position? And that was the key thing, like I said earlier in this year, the positions. Here Scott is finishing. He's the one that's dominating the end of the positions.
As Santiago completely flattened out to end the second period. A takedown in the first, another takedown in the second for Ed Scott.
Scott getting those hips low and away, attacking that near leg, circling, 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 staying front head over position. Adjusting here, still finding the angle, nice little snap down, getting up to his feet, dropping in on a single leg to cut across. Great motion there, chain wrestling was the key thing. He never stopped moving.
Scott with all of the momentum right now. Let's see what Santiago has up his sleeve to try to get back into it. Down 7-2. Needs to get to his offense. Scott, though, continuing to keep the foot on the gas, attacking.
That's a key thing here for Scott. Like you said, Sean, he's staying on the gas, looking for those attacks, looking for the counters. You don't want to shut that offense down too soon. Santiago's got a lot of things he can hit you with, so you want to look for those counter shots now. So again, Scott's just working from that front head cover position, trying to cut that corner. Santiago kept squaring up.
That's a position that Scott has had so much success in throughout his career in Raleigh. Front head position, able to get to his offense off that tie-up.
He does a great job of. He doesn't hang. He keeps his short arms, that short offense. He circles, snaps the head down, really forces his opponent off balance from that front head cover position. He's physical.
Ed Scott, one of 8 finalists tonight for North Carolina State. Trying to send a statement early here at 157. A binge an earlier season loss to Santiago, and with 1:30 of routing time, a 5-point lead. Time dwindling here in this third period for Santiago.
Good recovery there by Scott. Look at Santiago, almost had an opening. Here again, Scott's on that leg, staying on that attack.
He's thinking maybe a bonus point opportunity as well, just not an ACC championship. Unable to capture the second leg. Scott will settle with the riding time point and an 8-2 decision. And for the second time in his career, Ed Scott is an ACC champion.
so impressed with the persistence of Scott in this match. He was active with his attacks, being the aggressor, and the clean finishes. That was crucial for him this time around. He learned from that first match, going for your attack, but finish clean. Great job there by Scott.
Ed started wrestling when he was 5 years old. His parents traveled to nearly every match, he told me. His father, a wrestler at Gannon College, introduced him to the sport. He's heading to Kansas City, not with an all It's the young and up-and-comer Nick Hamilton.
Hamilton, the light singlet, green anklets for the Cavaliers. The 165-pound ACC final.
Connor Brady, the redshirt junior from Powell, Ohio, Liberty High School. And keep in mind, in this championship round, there are no more advancement points, but there are 3 placement points with a win. So if you're keeping tally, and a tight one with Virginia Tech sending 7 finalists tonight, NC State with 8. They've already crowned 1 champion, as we just saw with Ed Scott. 3 team points is what you pick up with a victory, and then if you can tack on the bonus point. An additional point for a major decision, a 1.5 for a tech fall, and then the full 2 points with a fall.
Keeping a close eye on the tie-ups. I know earlier this year, Brady had a nice right side underhook throw by that he set up a takedown to win the match against Hamilton. So what has Hamilton learned since then? Collect that data, go back to the room and improve on it. Let's see what adjustments he's making.
What stood out to you about Nick Hamilton today and his 2 wins? We saw both of his matches.
His composure, number one, but his just aggressiveness. Right? You got to go out there and you have to control the match, control the pace of it, and he looked to just dictate. He got to his attacks, kept the pressure on his opponents, stayed composed in key situations. It looks like he's peaking at the right time, and that's one of the things, right? Some of the wrestlers start the season off great, but towards the end of the season, they start wearing down mentally and physically. Not so with Hamilton. Today, he's looking like he's going up and up. He's getting better and better every single session. So we'll see what he does tonight, but he's been looking solid so far.
It's been a Virginia program this year just blistered by injuries, and we're talking serious setbacks for a lot of their young stars, including Nick Hamilton. He sustained a concussion earlier this year. It cost him some time, and Steve Garland told us in a conversation with him earlier this year, this has been one of his most challenging seasons, in the fact that a lot of his wrestlers, a lot of his talented guys, these heralded recruiting classes that he brought in, just were away from the mat where they couldn't get any mat time and coaching instruction.
And that mat time is just crucial. You develop your timing, you develop your strength, and figuring out the situations, your balance, and just not being able to have that. You can watch wrestling all day long, but if you don't have that physical contact getting out there on the mat, it's a game changer. So but Hamilton's been working through it, and he's looking good.
Don't react. Make him react.
At this time, the top 3 place winners of 157 pounds. Please take your names forward.
A little stutter step there by Hamilton. Nothing really, he hasn't really committed to any shot. He does have a nice left side high C. I'm looking for him to set that up. Find that angle, force Brady to move a little bit, but see, Brady's the aggressor now, working from this seatbelt position.
And Brady commits to one of those underhooks. You saw the force that he brings. Nothing settled through 3 minutes.
3 minutes of neutral wrestling.
Virginia Tech in their corner, Tony Roby. The job he has done, the Erie, Pennsylvania native, 2-time ACC Coach of the Year. He's won that honor 4 of the last 7 years. He's led Virginia Tech to a couple of ACC tournament titles, a couple of ACC dual meet titles. Plus, he was responsible with Mekhi Lewis in his run a few years ago, bringing home the Hokies' first ever individual national championship. Hamilton is away, and the sophomore from Papillion La Vista. Midwest wrestler, Hamilton started his high school years in a tiny town just outside the Council Bluffs, Omaha metro, Underwood, Iowa, where he won a state championship. And then he moved across the Missouri River line to the state of Nebraska, where he won a couple of more state championships.
the semifinals to a group of 11 and 7 this year. Brady, a couple of times, actually took advantage of a first-round bye and won 9-3.
See both guys working in the ties right now. Again, no real commitment to the shots, but Hamilton looks like he's picking up his pace just a little bit. See the level changes there, stocking a little, moving forward. He's got to continue to create those angles, get a little bit heavier on that head, force Brady out of position, and then really commit to an attack. Beautiful job there, dropping it on the leg, committing to the shot. He's trying to come up to his feet, now he's climbing up that leg. Nice little sit out by Brady, looking for a switch. He's got the leg, he can elevate and keep cutting that corner. He's the higher man in this situation, he's got to keep that leg. He can keep turning in, put the pressure on his front leg. Ooh.
That knee got caught underneath for Brady, and a stoppage in the action. Connor Brady in pain. As that scramble continued, and you talked about it, he had the leverage, he was the higher man, but that knee stayed planted against the mat underneath. And let's hope Connor Brady is going to be all right.
Absolutely hope he's all right. And this is just a tough situation with that leg being extended. It looked like Brady was trying to plant his weight over, trying to lean forward, just wasn't able to get over to create the angle he wanted to, and just a tough little situation there.
Brady being helped up to his feet. Oh, this is a great sign. He's putting some body weight on the right leg, readjusting his knee strap. Roby making sure he's all right. Looks like Brady gives him a vote of confidence, saying, yes, I'm good to go. A couple of flexes of his right leg, and we're back at it. Boy, that's great to see. It looked scary at the time.
Yeah, you never know that those situations with the knee, those different angles can definitely be funky. So really happy to see Brady moving around, see if he can shake this off and get back to wrestling 100%, but you never know. Those situations like that, they always come up. It's just slightly wrong angle can really tweak those knees.
This is the second year for Connor Brady at 165. Started his career at 157. Consistent producer for the Hokies over the last 3 years. Three-time NCAA qualifier. Hamilton will test that knee out. Quick, explosive stand-up off the whistle. Brady off to the right side of the body.
Hamilton's doing an excellent job from behind, creating motion, but nice mat return there by Brady. Just staying stubborn from that top position, following those hips, continuing to build the pressure.
Short time. Brady trying to hang on, ride him out for the final few moments, and he does just that. So some of the toughness from Connor Brady after the injury to ride out Hamilton. Go back to the sequence here, Anthony, that had Virginia Tech fans a little nervous.
See that right leg of Brady's got it extended. He's trying to lean over, just an awkward angle. Look like Hamilton's shoulder kind of collapsed down, putting pressure in an awkward situation. But happy to see Brady's up and operating at full force right now.
Comes a takedown match. Riding time not a factor. Quick point for Brady, tied at 1.
Placed sixth at the Southeast Open, an event that he won a year ago. He also won the Outdoor Invitational last season for the
Be a big step for Connor Brady to win an ACC championship so close a year ago, losing in the finals. Oh, you see that whip over action there by Hamilton, nearly put Brady on his back.
Great recovery there by Hamilton. Looked like Brady was really trying to force that whip over. That's his position, that underhook. Hamilton getting behind. Great job there by Hamilton. Sees an opportunity, finding that angle, just quick movement there.
That was a real awkward shot that Brady uncorked, and an easy re-attack there for Hamilton, it looked like.
Yeah, it was very strange. It looked like Brady was kind of shocked when he got taken down there. He's like, what just happened? But see Hamilton working, dropping. Really looked like he just cut the corner on that hip. Wasn't able to get deep on the leg. It was just the angle of getting behind, getting to the corner of those hips and following all the way through. So way to find the angle on those hips by Hamilton.
Keep up it, keep up it.
Again, a quick point. 4-2, and there is Hamilton again. Carbon copy of what we just saw. 3 more for Nick Hamilton, who's feeling it here on this Sunday in Chapel Hill.
Great wrestling by Hamilton. It looked like Brady was working the tie-ups and was a little bit overly aggressive. Hamilton felt it coming, just released. Caught Brady off balance and was able to capitalize. So smart wrestling in the ties, just being aware of your opponent's strengths, not pushing too hard, not over pursuing something, just being ready, waiting for your opening, and he took it there.
A day that Nick Hamilton will remember for a very long time. A lot of the talk around the ACC was this recruiting class, this class that Nick Hamilton was a part of. He persevered through high school, moving to a couple of states. Wrestling was always the centerpiece, the focus. Steve Garland, so much admiration for this young man and what he has overcome, and now he celebrates an ACC championship.
So impressed with Nick Hamilton, the adjustments he made from earlier on this season. Right, we were talking about the upper body.
Won 4 titles back in his day in Blacksburg. Kai Lewis, Justin McCoy for ACC supremacy here at 174. Let's talk styles in this one. Anthony, beginning with McCoy. What's he need to do to knock off the national champ?
Well, McCoy's going to have to slow down Makai Lewis and also get to his attacks. He's got a nice drop down double, nice sweep to his right. He needs to set that up. You see right there, dropping in on that leg. Makai looks like he's trying to cut the corner, and that's what you want to see from McCoy. You need to press the action because you can't hang back on a guy like Makai Lewis. He's going to push on you. He's going to attack you. You need to bring the attack to him. You need to keep him on his heels. So, but on the other side, Makai just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's explosive. He's strong. When he gets to those attacks, he's very hard to stop. And it's exciting to see a healthy Makai Lewis this year. He's dealt with some injuries in the past, but to see him operating at full force, it's exciting for the wrestling world.
And that was my question. When you've won a national championship and you've wrestled in another national final, you don't need to clean up a lot. You're already at the top of the game. But have you noticed a difference this year with Makai Lewis at all?
He's made some little adjustments, but it looks like he's fresher. It looks like he's going out there, he's attacking, initiating his offense. I know early on it looked like he was kind of a little bit calmer, waiting for the attacks to come to him, the counters, but now he's being the aggressor. I think a big part of that is because he's healthy. He's dealt with some injuries in the past, and mentally that kind of messes with you a little bit, right? Not being 100%, not what your body is capable of. So now he looks like he's trusting himself physically. He knows what he's able to do out there on the mat, and he's executing it. So we just see a confident Makai Lewis this year.
Halfway through this first period, no score. McCoy had the early offensive opportunity. That's been it as far as scoring chances thus far.
Good, take that.
See some of that strength by McCoy. Big snap, back of the neck of Lewis.
Nice quick defense there by McCoy. You see Lewis, a quick level change, trying to attack that low ankle, but great reaction there. McCoy on his own attack here. Sweep single. That's where he loves to attack, that right side. Sweep single to the right side. Just wasn't able to finish it there, but at least he knows the attack is there. He got him in the leg. Now we got to finish it. You got to develop that pressure behind that attack.
It is so tough to take down Makai Lewis. Just an incredible statistic when you look at his career. He's given up only 6 takedowns in his career, but the only points allowed this year due to escapes. In his 14-0 mark thus far. Has elevated the program for Virginia Tech. Tony Roby's talked about how he will be missed, just not what he has accomplished on the mat, but off the mat. Leader that he is not just with the wrestling team, but in the community. And he's one of those guys who likes to give back to the community. Getting back home in the state of New Jersey, helping out with several causes there. Just a truly great ambassador for the sport.
Yep. Stay into it.
A good 1-1, no score. McCoy a couple of shots. Lewis with the disc comes up green. That's going to be McCoy's choice. He defers, and Lewis will start underneath.
McCoy, Virginia, winning the flip, defers to later on in the match. Makai Lewis of Virginia Tech chooses down.
Both these wrestlers, it's ironic they're meeting for the championship because they've had similar seasons. Both have really listened to their bodies. They don't need all the reps that they necessarily had early in their careers. Been in big moments, delivered consistently. McCoy in his 6th year, Lewis in his 7th year. Working near the edge and out of bounds.
So both guys, they're in that position where they just work smarter, not harder, right? They're physically, they just need to make sure that they stay intact, that they stay healthy. That's a key thing. As you're going through, you're just communicating with your coaches, with your program, trusting the process and what your coaches are putting you through, knowing that they have your best interest in mind and that they're going to get you to excel and be at 100% come ACC time and nationals. And it looks like both these wrestlers, they're operating on full cylinders tonight.
Sometimes you need those coaches to pump on the brakes because the athletes only know one mode, and that's go, 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 even when the body might not be at its best. Saying slow down a little bit. Lewis gets the escape. 29 seconds of riding there from McCoy, and a 1-0 lead for Makai Lewis.
His career Division I record now stands at 101 victories, a top 34.
Look at this weight class on the national stage. Carter Starachi 1, Shane Griffith 2, and then Cade DeVos. South Dakota State sitting 3rd. Guy right there with him.
Solid exchange there by both wrestlers. McCoy a little misdirect. Lewis with a little counter attack. You're the guy able to get that deep in on the leg, but you like to see those attacks. They're starting to let loose a little bit more here, find those angles, start taking some chances.
Also in the 3rd place finisher at 174 to the podium area at this time as well.
Stay low, 30. Win this 30.
Very similar to the last time these two met. And again, there's not a lot of history between these two because McCoy mainly down a weight,
15.
even a couple of weights early in his career. Started at 57, went to 65, and now in his final year at the grounds, he's bumping up to 174. Talked about how he's really enjoyed this season, not having to worry about cutting weight, but spending all that time on the practice mat, focusing on wrestling.
That's crucial, especially in your later years as a college wrestler. You want to focus more on that technique, not so much on having to cut weight. You're going to practice worrying about what you have to drop. No, it's what can I get better on today? What are the positions I specifically need to work on?
His choice starts underneath, tries to hit a quick stand-up, reaches back and gets away. Each wrestler with an escape. We go back to the feet, tied at 1.
Great motion by McCoy in that bottom position. 9 seconds right off the whistle, got the hip separation turned in. That's what you want to do from the bottom. You steal that first move. It's like Lewis was being for stalling there. I like how McCoy's controlling the pace. You see he's moving forward in his ties, slowly stalking Lewis. That's why he was awarded there.
First stall call goes against Makai Lewis. Now Lewis lunging forward. McCoy sidesteps it. Both wrestlers reposition back in the center. Left arm collar tie. McCoy driving ahead.
Finishing runner-up at 174.
Tighter angle on that. Stay on him.
McCoy's doing an excellent job of controlling the ties, working the hard snaps. Looked like Makai was trying to work on the inside. McCoy dropped that elbow down. He's keeping pressure on the head, controlling the ties, and pressing forward.
That was a real long-range shot by McCoy. Now Lewis after the bluff by McCoy. Makai Lewis in. On the right leg, you see the whizzer there by McCoy trying to defend it off. Mackay still anchoring down hard. Now he's in a position, Anthony, maybe to get the championship clinching takedown. As that leg way up top, tree-topped it and takes McCoy to his back. No points awarded yet, though. They go the 3, 4-1. McCoy almost a somersault from his bridge position, and again, Lewis now is going to get the count.
Way to hold position there by Lewis, working through that scramble, keeping his hips underneath him, clutch at the end of the period. Way to finish the match.
Mackay Lewis finding the offense late. And he joins Devin Carter as Virginia Tech's pair of 4-time ACC champs.
That's really where Lewis has been so dangerous in the past, his counterattacks. He caught McCoy coming off an initial shot, found that level change, dropped it on his leg attack, was able to capitalize. Great job there.
Product as good as advertised. He's coming off a real good win in the semifinals where he surrendered 3 stall calls in the final minute of the 3rd period, which allowed Gavin Kane to force a sudden victory. And what does Stewart do? No panic, comes in on a bull rush with that double leg and gets the overtime win.
Clutch takedown by Stewart, and just a nice lesson for the young wrestler to learn early on, right? You can't turn down that offense too early against a tough opponent. See Stewart's in on that leg, right away climbing up, control those hips on fishback. Way to get to your attack early in this first period. Be aggressive out there.
So wasting no time, TJ Stewart gets the takedown and the challenge from Virginia Tech. Roby wants a count for near fall, so that's what they're going to take a look at as we take a second glance at it.
Stewart climbing up that body. That's the count. I don't see enough swipes there for a near fall. Slowly climbing up. 1.
Virginia Tech taking that challenge, hoping to get some back points, but they will not. It stays 3-point takedown, and that is it for TJ Stewart. A major get for Virginia Tech. He was the highest ranked uncommitted senior in the country prior to his commitment. He had several elite programs chasing after him. Settled in on Blacksburg. Love the relationship he had built with Roby and his assistants. Community around Virginia Tech, and he has blossomed really ever since the calendar flipped to 24.
Stewart's been so fun to watch. He's explosive, very powerful when he decides to go in on a shot. Saw a double earlier today. He's got a nice snatch single as well. When he decides to pull that trigger, look out.
Look at the season for TJ Stewart. He wrestled in the Southeast Open early in November, and then he did not compete again until January, where he came back in the App State duel.
TJ Stewart, Virginia Tech, with the win of the semifinals, now 9-2 on the year for the Hokies.
Roby told us earlier this year that the plan was always for TJ Stewart to wrestle 184, coming down from 197, and then he made the most of his opportunity. Sam Fisher suffered a season-ending injury earlier this year, and TJ Stewart time was right for him to make his impact. He is not disappointed. Let's not forget, this is NC State, Virginia Tech head-to-head. The two front runners today and 3 more for Stewart.
Beautiful
His
job.
second takedown.
Stewart working that underhook, throwing it by to the leg and cutting across the hip. I love how he starts the attack and he follows through all the way to the end. He's very persistent. There's no pause, there's no hesitation. Stewart working, pulling that leg back, cutting across to that far hip. He's very confident in his attacks. When he pulls that trigger, he's going to finish it. Stays committed to the attack all the way to the very end. The way to flow through the wrestling.
One of 5 head-to-head clashes tonight with these two ACC powers. Fishback, after being returned to the mat, able to get away, 6-2. 40 seconds to go here, period number 1.
Good job by Fishback. Getting mat return, but keeping his legs and hips underneath him so he's able to bounce right back up.
Fishback has wrestled some of the best in the country this year in his redshirt freshman season. Losses to third-ranked Dustin Plott of Oklahoma State. Took a loss to top-ranked Parker Keckeisen. In some trouble after the first period, TJ Stewart, a couple of solid attacks getting to his offense and a 6-2 lead after 1.
6-2 lead of this 184-pound final. Taking on NC State's Dylan Fishback. Fishback winning the flip from
Pat Popolizio, 3-time ACC Coach of the Year in 2018, 20, and 21. And a finalist for the National Coach of the Year 5 of the last 6 years, just speaking volumes of what he has been able to get started at NC State and then most importantly maintain. No signs of slowing down.
Solid mat return there by Stewart, maintaining that pressure from that top position. He's keeping his toe in balance, racking up that riding time. Now he's over a minute. Great job to fight through that first initial reaction of Fishback from that bottom position. Try to create motion, try to get to his feet. Maintain pressure, follow through with those hips, keep that right hard on top position.
Fishback away,
1 point up against
6-3.
for Dylan Fishback.
Let's see if Dylan Fishback can get some offense started. Redshirted last year. It's a different type of grind he described going through his redshirt season. He learned how to navigate that grind. Machiavello has been a training partner for him a good chunk in the last couple of years. Spent more time on the freestyle competition, like a lot of these collegiate athletes are doing in this modern era. He's really a folk style guy. Hated freestyle up until about 3 years ago, and now he loves it. He credits a lot of his creativity that he has showcased this year on the offensive side to his expanded role in the freestyle world. Gonna have to find some creativity to figure out this tough freshman TJ Stewart.
Stewart's just doing an excellent job keeping his positioning, staying low. He's got that right arm down, blocking his leg, not really pursuing forward, so it's hard for Fishback to create that opportunity to find those angles to get those shots. He's got to be a little bit heavier in these ties.
See what's at stake. When these two teams go head-to-head, you need to try to make the most of it, especially if you're Virginia Tech playing catch-up, trailing North Carolina State. 3 team points to the winner in these championship matches, plus whatever bonus points they accumulate. Second period comes to an end. Stewart, 6-3 lead. Immediately says, let's go down for the first time.
2 periods in the books, a 6-3 lead for Virginia Tech.
Adam Hall, the assistant for North Carolina State, he will take the head coaching job at Utah Valley next year once Nationals wrap up in a couple of weeks in Kansas City.
Fishback pressing forward. Just need to continue with this ride and waste that right time. Clutch there by Stewart, escaping. 1 minute, 1 second left on riding time in his favor.
Stewart's just doing all the little things in this match right now.
Stewart taking advantage of his attacks. You see right there, Fishback in on a shot, just not able to finish it. Not enough room on the mat. And that's one thing that Fishback talked about earlier this year, about giving his opponents too much respect. Kind of looks like he's doing that right now. He's pressing forward slowly, but I think he's respecting that offense too much of Stewart. He needs to get to his offense. He needs to be the aggressor now. He's down and he's running out of time. Start pressing forward, initiate your attacks, be more aggressive.
Has his right arm underhook. Stewart clears it away. A minute 15 to go. Now a strike there by Fishback. Stewart gets tagged with a stall. Stewart trying to hunt down an opposite side leg. Both wrestlers catching their breath for this final stretch run as we hit 60 seconds to go. Look at the opportunistic TJ Stewart. Good roll there by Fishback, and it looked like Stewart might be in a position maybe to seal it with another takedown.
Nice counter wrestling there by Stewart, getting his hips away, looking for that go behind. Fishback got a little bit lucky there. He didn't really set that shot up. He's got to do a better job finding an angle to set the shot. Don't just dive. Stewart's too quick for that. He'll make you pay for it.
Virginia Tech looking for back-to-back ACC champions at 74 and 84 and trying to cut into this Wolfpack lead. Fishback on the hunt. And again, they're going to say out of bounds. But a stall call to Stewart will give Fishback a point. 7-4. Again, keep in mind, Stewart with a minute 1 of riding time. Well, Fishback can get a takedown. Good chance he might force sudden victory here.
Stewart doing a good job circling back to the center, holding his position here. He's got to keep presenting himself. He stays low, time's running out. He wrestles smart here.
For the second straight match, TJ Stewart builds an early lead, and he carries into the third period and a Hokie ACC championship. What a 2-month stretch it has been for TJ Stewart. And the Hokies go back-to-back at 74 and 84. Just could not crack the lineup, but the last 2 years he is firmly entrenched, and he is one of the top heavyweights. Treffin to defend his title. Katka trying to claim his first ACC championship.
Treffin's got some solid offense on his feet. He has a nice snatch single to his right side. He's not afraid to shoot low on the ankle, so let's see if he can get that offense early here on Katka.
Katka, 2-time qualifier, on that late briefly, but you see the hips and the sprawl back from Treffin. Katka qualified for nationals in 21. He went 0-2 last year in Tulsa. Had a tough time finding his offense at nationals, and that was a point of focus for him this offseason, just wrestling more aggressively. Told us he wrestled more of the heavyweight style last year in 23, staying in the hand fight. Got caught a lot of times in 21 getting underneath the big guys, but he's bulked up, arrived in Blacksburg at 225, and now tipping the scales around 245, 250. advantage when you look at Hunter Katka and what he has in that training room for Virginia Tech each and every day to spar with the likes of a Ty Wolf, Garrett Haught, two guys who push him.
Katka's got some solid offense of his own. He's got a nice little double he can hit, sweep single. But right now, it looks like he's just maintaining position, working in on the ties, trying to stay heavy on that head. I like how Treffen's pushing the action right now. Working, keeping his back to the center of the mat there, pressing forward, forcing Katka to push back in. Let's see if he can create an angle off that. Your opponent starts stepping into you. If you can create that angle, it's a great way to drop in low on a shot.
1 minute, Katka. One more. One more. From the clear.
A nice little attempt there by Treffen, trying to get that quick go behind, attacking that leg of Katka, but just the quick reflexes there of Katka, squaring up his hips, getting right back up to his feet. Both guys made an attempt there, and neither one was able to capitalize, but good action, good little sequence there.
Similarities between these two wrestlers certainly glaring. We talked about Katka, a little undersized for heavyweight upon arriving in Blacksburg. Same thing can be said for Owen Treffen. His freshman year, he weighed around 215. He actually told me he thought about cutting weight and maybe going down to 97, but made the decision to stay big, and now he walks around 250. And you know, oftentimes you hear how cutting weight is difficult. Owen Treffen talked about how putting on weight was tricky for him. You can put on the weight, but it's tough to maintain, and that's what he struggled with the first year on campus.
And it's not just the weight, it's what kind of weight are you putting on, right? It's just fat, is it the muscle mass that you're putting on? It takes a lot of time and dedication to put on that right weight, put on the strength. And then being able to adjust to it, carrying that heavier body frame. How do you move? How does it affect your flexibility? How does it affect your conditioning? All these factors that play into it. So you're constantly having to adjust your style as you're getting bigger, as you're building that strength and adding weight.
Trying to get a mat return here. You see the hand fight, and Treffen rips away the grip and gets the point. Owen Treffen with a 1-0 lead, early stages of the second period. You see the team score in the upper right-hand corner. NC State maintaining their lead. The Wolfpack looking for their 6th consecutive conference championship.
That was an excellent job of Treffen just with that quick escape, and that's a key in all weight classes, but especially at heavyweight. You need that quick explosion off the whistle from bottom position. You don't want to allow your opponent to put that heavy body on top of you. So create that motion, get your hips away quickly, and get to your feet. That's exactly what he did.
Crowd trying to get behind the NC State heavyweight Owen Treffen. Treffen won a couple of matches at Nationals, and just like Katka, he said he just needs to take more shots in these tight matches. He said he learned last year that the offensive guy wins at the NCAAs. He thought he wrestled a little bit too conservatively, and it cost him in a couple of his setbacks.
Nice little half attempt there by Treffen. You see he was able to clear the head hands defense of Katka, almost found that angle, just wasn't quite committed to it. So it's there, that opening's there. Let's see if he goes back to it.
The thing about Treffen, he is very deceptive, has a really good snatch single. Waiting for his opportunity, final few moments, short time in this second period. Katka's going to have the choice heading into period 3.
The score in favor of NC State's Owen Treffen.
Both corners intense. Kevin Jack, Pat Papalizio for NC State. Katka taking his time, slowly trying to work up to his feet. And just like we saw Treffen do, Katka is able to get the point.
Excellent job there by Katka, getting to his feet and developing that wide base and immediately attacking those hands of Treffin. Looked like Treffin was trying to adjust, go for a mat return, but way to attack there by Katka to get that escape point.
He's a cadet world team member. Is Hunter Katka.
Owen Treffin nearly went the college football route. It took a year at Blair Academy for him to firmly decide to fully commit to the sport of wrestling. He wrestled 220 at Blair, moved to the prestigious Wrestling Academy his senior year. Had a number of college football offers, actually thought about walking on at NC State for football. Made a wise choice, having a solid season, quite an encore. It was a big splash last year, winning the ACC title. And NC State has had some really good heavyweights throughout the years. Of course, the great Gwiz, Nick Gwizdowski, Dante Wilson. Tied at 1. Are we heading to our first sudden victory of the night?
Watching Katka, he keeps posting with his left hand, and Treffin's biting on it, but a slow counter wrestling here by Treffin. In on that single leg, has it elevated.
And gets the 3. So Owen Treffin, late in the third period, grabs the lead for the first time.
Terrific job there by Treffin, keeping composed, wrestling through that position, absorbing that explosion of Katka, and then firing off his own attacks there.
Owen Treffin, 4 seconds, shucks Katka away. One last shot by Katka, but a little too late. And Owen Treffin has defended his title and puts NC State in the driver's seat now to win another ACC title. What a year for Treffin.
Impressive finish there by Treffin. It was a good match, kind of a chess match in the ties. Both guys working. Treffin kept going into that inside tie, wrist control. Just able to capitalize on a counterattack there. Great.
Away from the competitive mat for more than a month. Really struggled around the holidays, so he spent extensive time behind the scenes working with the coaches, trying to get everything proper, really taking a mental stress off him, and the move by Popolizio worked because he has looked like the old Jacob Camacho the last few weeks.
Definitely looked like Camacho had that time to recharge and regain his confidence in his wrestling. Sometimes you can get in those funks. It's a long season, difficult competition. You get a loss, it really starts messing with your confidence there. Camacho experienced that, but now it looks like he's back and firing on all cylinders. And when these two wrestled earlier on in the season, it was a good match, exciting. Camacho won off of a scramble attempt, takedown. And see right there, right away looking for his attack and getting a takedown early in this match. Being the aggressor.
Camacho not wasting any time, has that leg elevated, whips that leg over for the trip on the mat return, and out of bounds they go. So a strong start right out of the gate by Camacho.
Camacho whipping that head, dropping down that leg, cutting across that far hip. Great job there of being the aggressor from the start of the whistle, looking for your attacks, immediately going after your opponent.
Now you look at that stretch around the holidays for Camacho. He lost 4 straight matches. He went winless at the collegiate duels, losing to good competition. This was after he had an early season signature win against the then #1 in this wide open weight class at Ramos of Purdue. So again, a weight class where you could really go with a pick'em when it comes to Kansas City as to who might walk away with a national championship. But these two wrestlers certainly in the conversation.
Flynn working for that arm drag, just not able to quite get the angle there. Camacho's not pressing forward. Staying very disciplined, keeping his stance, controlling the ties. Respecting the offensive Flynn while at the same time looking for those openings, and when he sees it, he pounces on it like we just saw earlier. NC State extending their lead following the Treffin win.
At this time, we need the top 3 place winners.
With that win by Trefin, Wolfpack clinching yet another ACC title. It's been an amazing run for the Wolfpack and Pat Popolizio.
Top 3 at 285.
Inside a minute to go, first period, 3-1.
See, Flynn's working here. Got a couple arm drags. See right there, another little half shot. Just not able to get that exact angle that he wants to fully commit to a shot just yet. Camacho's keeping up that good head-to-heads defense, and he's not over pursuing the positions. You see right there, he's controlling the ties, but he's not pressing too hard forward, which is what Flynn wants to get those angles.
Camacho entered this season so hungry. Keep in mind, he missed last year with the torn ACL. Working on his masters in statistics, and the coaches of old told me he is the most technical guy on the team. And the first period comes to an end. Jacob Camacho with a 3-1 lead. Adam Hall coaching hard. 2 assistants, Kevin Jack, left side of the screen. Did you ever have one of those stretches like Camacho where you just needed a reset?
Absolutely, and it happened quite often, believe it or not, in that holiday season, because in a lot of college and teams, what they'll do is they'll increase the intensity during those practices. You're not in school, right? You're wrestling tournament time, so they can increase the intensity, sometimes do 2-a-day practices, and that can really wear on you mentally and physically. So you go through those lulls, and it's all about how do you come out on the other side. It's about that communication with your coaches, letting them know when you're in their funk. Of course, they'll see certain situations on the mat, but you got to communicate. And it seems like Camacho, he has that communication with his coaches, with the program, to where they know, okay, you know what, let's pull back a little bit. Let's reset. Let's give you that time to rest. And now he's looking very impressive throughout this tournament.
And let's not forget, the other option for NC State at this weight is an ACC champion in Jared Trombley. So Trombley, when used, simply wins, and won the ACC crown a year ago when Camacho was out rehabbing his knee injury.
Excellent job there by Camacho, catching that right side underhook. Looked like Flynn was about to commit to a leg attack, but Camacho right away jacked him up with that underhook. Didn't give him that penetration shot that he wanted.
Flynn swallowing up this front head position, stalemate. We go back to the center, just under a minute to go, period 2. Camacho behind that early takedown, a 4-1 lead. It's interesting, we talked about the wide open weight. Both of these wrestlers, Flynn and Camacho, knocking off then #1s earlier this year. Flynn beat Provo of Stanford in the duel 5-2. That was his debut less than a week after training up in Colorado. And when did you know it, a week later, he's the tip of the sword at 125, kicking off the duel with Stanford.
It's going to be exciting to see who takes the top of the throne this year at 125 at the national tournament. There's talent, but these guys are going back and forth. No one's really stepped out and separated themselves from the pack just yet.
Macho with a 4-1 lead after 2. Don't forget our featured softball game this week on ACC Network. 16th ranked Florida State hosts number 10 Alabama in Tallahassee. Our coverage begins Wednesday night, 7 Eastern, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Flynn needs to get something started. Quick stand up. Camacho loses his grip, so Flynn gets the escape. Cutting time not a factor, 4-2. Question becomes now, can Flynn get to his tie-up, get to his shot and the offense that he wants?
Yeah, Flynn has some solid offense. Really just haven't seen him commit to it just yet. He's got a nice high C to his left side, and inside single as well. He's got to create those angles. Right now, it looks like he's going straight on, working in the ties, but he's not moving. He's not circling. You got to get Camacho to step a little bit before you can commit to a shot and get the angle that you want. Camacho's just kind of staying there, square stance.
Two-time Maryland state champion of the Government School.
Just can't get past that hand defense of Camacho here in this third period.
Camacho again on that right side underhook, looking to really control that tie. He's keeping his hips low and away. You see right there, good head-hand defense again. As soon as Flynn drops, Camacho's head drops, keeps his hands low. No opportunity to penetrate on those shots.
Camacho right back to his comfort zone. Right arm firmly in on that underhook. Steer Flynn where he wants with this position. More importantly, if you're Camacho, it keeps Flynn from getting to his offense and the tie-up that he wants. Although Flynn is really comfortable in this front head position. He's worked on it a lot with Coach Jared Frere. Circling near the edge. And Flynn sprints back to the center. Short time, 10 seconds to go. Needs to roll the die now. Can't be selective on his shots. Camacho playing a game of hide and seek. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And for the third time in his career, Jacob Camacho is an ACC champion, pointing to his heart because this has not been an easy year for the junior.
Way to battle back through adversity, getting your mind back in the right place, going out here and executing. He looked solid tonight. Wrestled with confidence, went out there, got the first attack, first takedown, secured the win.
Camacho.
One, he had a nice high C, just wasn't able to finish it in time. So if I'm Latona, I got revenge on my mind. I think I need to attack early now. Don't wait till the end. Attack early, first period, be the aggressor. See if he does it.
Lots of experience with these two wrestlers, especially with Latona, 3-time NCAA qualifier, 2-time All-American, took 6th at 125 the year he won an ACC championship. That was in 21, and then last year, the 7th place run at Nationals, posting a 4-2 mark. His only blemishes in Tulsa, Vito Arujau of Cornell, and then to Jesse Mendez in a tiebreaker, 2-1. And quite the spectrum when you look at Sam Latona. He had the COVID year to deal with. That year he was the 2 seed entering nationals. Just as Anthony described, trying to get to his offense early on Arini.
Excellent shot there by Latona. A little club swing single. He's on the leg, looks like he's got the knee. He's trying to shelf that leg if he can drive up. But Arini's doing an excellent job. You see with that whizzer, pressing forward, keeping that pressure on that shoulder of Latona. Latona has the leg shelf. He's in, he had the leg shelf. He's got to bring that leg back up, see if he can pull it back in balance here, get some space so he can finish off the takedown.
Get that leg elevated. Good job here by Arini. Latona still clinging to it, but Arini's able to fight it off and force the stalemate.
See the battle right there. Arini with that whizzer. Latona trying to shelf that leg. It's all about that pressure that Arini was able to create from that whizzer position. A lot of pressure on that shoulder, not allowing Latona the opportunity to build back up. Great defense there.
Can Latona, the pride of Alabaster, Alabama. A lot of Alabama wrestlers, the success that Latona has had at the collegiate level, and he takes great pride in that. Tony Roby was always aware of Sam Latona growing up. Sam would attend Virginia Tech camps as a youngster, plus his older brother Dom wrestled for the Hokies during his collegiate years. So Latona's and Blacksburg always had a connection. Sam right back in on that leg, and that knee gets bit at an awkward angle, so they're going to stop it in its tracks for potentially dangerous.
You know, it's definitely a good stoppage there by the ref. It looked like it was about to get ugly for Arini, but Latona, the shot is there. Looks like he's getting it on that leg. He's kind of pausing for a second. He needs to finish off, getting that hip to hip, and immediately getting that leg up to the shelf. Don't allow Arini that opportunity to fight off with that shin whizzer.
First period shots by Latona, hasn't netted anything, but he's been in deep twice. So Rini really yet to open up his offensive arsenal here in this first period. Short time and a scoreless 3 minutes of wrestling.
Looks like Arini was working that left side underhook. Good job there by Latona. Giving that thumb block, not allowing Arini the opportunity to get deep.
To be Arini's choice. Arini defers, so Latona goes underneath. Arini earning a spot on the podium at Nationals for the first time in his career last year, placing 8th. He went 3-3. That was after 2022 year that saw him go 2-2 at Nationals as the number 15 seed.
And Arini's the guy who will commit to putting on a tough top right. You see right there, pressing forward, working on that left side arm. He's terrific with the tight waist, keeping that pressure on his opponent. See if he can maintain this ride. So again, right there, that little arm chop driving over that shoulder, maintaining that pressure, making your opponent carry that weight. So leaning, switching up to the spiral claw ride, just constantly looking to attack your opponent from that top position while maintaining the pressure.
Latona in a hand fight, trying to turn and face. You see Arini determined to not lose his grip, able to maintain control. You have to mix it up if you're Kyle Arini because of the length of Latona underneath.
And you definitely have to be creative, keeping that weight on the hands, adjusting your hips, finding those little angles. He's clawing right now, and it looks like the riding time is getting built up. He's at 52 seconds. Can you hold it for an extra 8 to get that riding time secure?
Acrobatic mat return there from Arini, and he's over a minute of ride time. So a solid second period here from Kyle Arini, one of his strengths. Able to keep Latona down.
Now Arini's got that little seatbelt position. He's trying to hook that near leg of Latona out of balance again. Another solid sequence, building up that ride time. Arini just with that hit explosion, following through, keeping that tight waist and immediately going for that claw.
Latona's been quick off that whistle, but every single time Arini has been up to the challenge. Chops off that arm, swallows up that deep waist. Minute 30 and counting of ride time. Now looking for a tilt here, and he's going to get some swipes on Latona. Arini able to get some near fall points, able to get the 2. And quite a second period riding display from Kyle Arini. Not only able to ride, but also get a turn and generate some offense.
Terrific job there by Arini. It was a minute and 30 seconds of ride time. A minute and 30 seconds, you had to ride your opponent, mat return, pressure, arm chop before you're awarded with some near fall points. That's how you stay committed in that top position. Great job there.
North Carolina State in that last exchange also fired in a challenge brick, and they might want more than 2, Anthony, I'm guessing.
So Arini right there has the leg elevated, counting the swipes. 2, 3.
Might have a case.
Yeah, close to 4.
Jack and Popolizio, and yep, Pat says, where's my brick? I want more than 2 after that last exchange. He's not going to get it, though. Lost challenge, just the 2 on the near full. Orini trying to finish this second period, really sending a statement to Sam Latona. And he is going to ride him out for the entire 2 minutes. Holy smokes.
That's commitment there by Orini. Hard fought for those near fall points, but you know what? At this level, you got to be gritty. You got to be stubborn in those positions. Be willing to battle for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Dominate. He did that in that period.
We start neutral in period 3. And with the new rules this year, and it's certainly tougher to ride, there's a perfect example that we just saw from Orini and how to do it, even with the new rules in place.
Yeah, you got to look to attack. You got to look to put your opponent on their back, and he's doing that. He's putting on a hard ride, but he was attacking that upper body, looking for the wrist, trying to find those tilts, and he got one.
That takes a physical toll as well if you're the guy underneath. See if Sam Latona can regroup a little bit.
Orini now a 3-time NCAA qualifier. By his appearance in tonight's final. Latona averages 4th NCAA.
Orini just stuffed that attempted leg attack by Latona. I think that's the part that's most deceiving. The more I watch Kai Orini, his sheer strength that he has at this weight, he is one of the stronger guys. Pull off what he just did really showcases the strength that he has.
Yeah, he's very physical. He's working that underhook again, stuffing that takedown attempt on Latona. Circling back in.
On a night in which NC State sent 8 to the finals, Virginia Tech was 7 into the finals. 5 head-to-head matchups between these two.
Again, good hit-hand defense there by Orini, stuffing that high C attempt of Latona. That's one of his best go-to shots, and just wasn't able to get in deep. Now he's deep on the leg. Latona shelf it. Similar position to earlier. He's coming up with that leg. He's got to pull him back to center.
A little bit of the flexibility from Orini. Latona is going to try to drag him back in where he has more ground to work with. Keep in mind, riding time lock for Orini, so it's going to take more than a takedown for Sam Latona here in the short time remaining. And Orini defends it off, and NC State sensing another celebration just moments away.
Orini getting his points from the top position, being committed to the ride, working for 1 minute and 30 seconds before he got the near fall. Being stubborn. Good job.
Back to back for Kai Orini, and respect between these two athletes. Kai Orini, the second straight year an ACC champion. Pounds. You look at the hit history as far as multiple ACC titles. Nino Bonacorsi, Jake Winsel, each won 3 straight. Winsel did it at 165. He's one of the assistant coaches for the Panthers. Nino Bonacorsi did it at 197.
Well, Matthews has a really defensive style. He stays in great position. He's tough to score on. So if I'm Ryan Jack, I got to get to my offense early. It might take a couple attempts before you can finish the takedown. So get to that offense. See right there, nice counter shot. He's in on the leg. Working to adjust his position. He's covered up the hips. Solid counter wrestling there by Matthews, taking control of the situation. He's got that leg. He's locked right at the knee. Looks like he's trying to drag this foot in, but having a difficult time doing it.
One last burst and surge by Matthews, but not enough room. Well, we're kind of starting this one like we did back in our very first Friday night duel, where it was offense galore, 15-10, a match won by Matthews.
Yeah, Jack really forced Matthews to wrestle in that matchup. Right? He was attacking. Matthews was down early. Was forced to get to his attacks, create a scramble situation. So you saw right there, Matthews can scramble. Matthews can counterattack. And I know he's placed some emphasis. He said, I need to get more to my attacks early on. I can't just wait. So I'm interested to see if he does that or if he's going to play the defensive game. So far, it's been a great exchange for both wrestlers here.
Matthews in his 6th year, 4-time NCAA qualifier, just red hot. He had a tough stretch. At one point this year, he sat 4-6. That was after the Journeyman Collegiate duels. No panic, though. Told us he got a little lazy on his defense. Style that he loves to wrestle. He says he's been wrestling this style since he was 8 years old. We talked about Anthony, always so good defensively, very good on those reshots. We're going to see some of that defense here as Jack clings in on the right leg of Matthews. Trying to shelve it, drag him back so he has some room to work. Matthews knowing exactly where he is on the mat. Still lots of time for Jack to work.
Matthews doing an excellent job right now. So he's got that little whizzer, keeping heavy hips, pulling those arms up of Jack, and keeping his belly button down to the mat. A lot of pressure on that left shoulder of Jack. Way to stuff the position. Get out of bounds, get a reset here.
Both wrestlers jockeying in the center. Does not look like either one wants to commit, and they'll be settled for a scoreless tie through the first period. Our baseball game of the week features the #1 team in the country. Wake Forest takes on number 13 Virginia. It's the second game of their 3-game set in Charlottesville. Coverage begins Saturday afternoon, 4 Eastern, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Time of the year, we had a beautiful day outside in Chapel Hill. Temperatures in the 60s. Winter sports season wrapping up. Spring and summer sports season just kicking into high gear. Jack with the quick escape, 1-0.
Great job there by Jack, exploding to his seat. 6 seconds. It's all it took, 6 seconds to get up, get that escape. Way to steal that first move, just keep that motion going.
It's always interesting to see the geographical trends as you see the action go out of bounds. Ryan Jack, Danbury, Connecticut. That's been a nice pipeline for Pat Papalizio throughout the years. Not only Ryan, but his older brother, Kevin. One of the assistants for Papalizio, the Jack brothers, both from Danbury. Jacob Camacho, another Connecticut native, AJ Kovacs as well. So once you have a wrestler have success, typically you see this, you'll have other wrestlers want to follow in those footsteps because there's some familiarity with it.
Just watching Matthews, just so patient, just keeping good stance, waiting for Jack to initiate the tie-ups, the attacks. Now he's looking to counter. Jack's just stalking from the outside, trying to create those angles, moving in and out. He's not hanging in the ties, just having some difficulty finishing some attempts here, but it's been a fun match to watch so far. These guys they're playing to their strengths.
You see the score 1-0, but it's the game inside the game with these two wrestlers and the strategy, and as you talked about, the strengths that each one of these NCAA qualifiers have. Knowing exactly what they want to do and executing it with a very, very thin margin of error. Second period, final few moments. Matthews will have a chance to go underneath. They love some Cole Matthews in the Steel City. Surrounded by a sea of red, they don't care. They want another celebration tonight. Cole Matthews grew up in Greenville, Pennsylvania. Local product, Reynolds High School.
Matthews surpassed the century mark in career victories for the end of the regular season.
The forward pressure of Jack right now, but Matthews exploding up to his feet. Way to push back, get those hips out, lean back, get that separation you want. Work for that escape, right back up to his feet.
It's off that front head position. Again, a lot of the action happening near the edge where they just don't have a lot of space to commit and finish what they start.
See, it looked like Jack initiated that offense there. Started the attack up, but Matthews is looking more to counter. So if I'm Jack, I got to be aware of that. Be really smart now. Third period, I need to set my shots up. Don't just force anything. Matthews is waiting for that. Set it up, be smart. When you find your opening, really commit to it, but don't be sloppy here.
Jack will be making his third consecutive NCAA appearance in less than 2 weeks from now in Kansas City.
Single leg shot here by Jack, and this becomes the scramble of the match. Jack securing both legs in a position to get the three. They're keeping an eye on neutral danger as well. Jack again repositioning. Man, look at the defense of Cole Matthews, and there's the three. Ryan Jack grabs the lead late.
Solid job there by Jack, maneuvering through that position, going for the danger zone. Wasn't there, kept his hips low, hooked that leg, and climbed up those hips of Matthews. You see right there, working for the neutral danger zone, wasn't getting it. So he dropped down, hooked the bottom ankle. You see right there, he stepped over, kept following those hips. Way to pursue it.
30 seconds. Ryan Jack, hungry for his first ACC title. Danger area now for Matthews. Jack repositioning. Matthews desperately trying to get a restart, and he will with only 10 seconds to go.
Good mat awareness there by Jack, wrestling on the edge, keeping that toe in bounds to bleed out that clock as much as he could before that fresh start.
The Wolfpack corner into it. You see his older brother, Kevin. The excitement he must be feeling right now. Ryan Jack 10 seconds away. Matthews, an explosive stand-up, trying to rip away. Jack stubborn with his grip. Now Matthews reaches around the top, and he won't pull it off. And after two near misses to Cole Matthews, the third time proves to be the charm for Ryan Jack as he wins his first ACC title.
Impressive performance by Jack. Really great match by both these wrestlers. They wrestled to their strengths, but Jack, he had a high ratio of attacks. Gave himself plenty of opportunities to finish his takedown. Against a guy like Matthews, that's what's going to take. He's got
back to last year in his run to an ACC title, he had two, and I mean two really good third period rides to win a championship. This year his only blemish was in Vegas, in the desert at the Keene Invite, losing to Nebraska's Rich Lovett 4-3. Henson and Arrington, here we go again.
See both guys working in that over-under position. And they both have some good locks. And Henson, he's not afraid to go upper body. He's got some good control there. Arrington, he also has a nice little underhook throw by that he likes to set up for his single leg. So both guys, they'll engage there. We'll set it up. We'll see who can go back to that position and dominate it.
It's a bigger Jackson Arrington this season. Put on over 10 pounds during the offseason. One of his focuses, get stronger in the weight room, and it has paid off this year. This is a young man just like Henson that did not redshirt, true freshman year last year. Had that run at Nationals, went 3-2, reaching the round of 12, one win away from the podium. He has only gotten better this season, year 2 for Jackson Arrington, and the same can be said for Caleb Henson. Stalemate early, not quite halfway through this first period. It was a historical year for Henson a season ago. He was the first freshman in Virginia Tech history to win a conference title and then achieve All-American status. Arrington trying to drop down low. You see the sprawl back from Henson. Job there, Anthony, for Henson when it looked like Arrington might be onto something.
Yeah, Arrington with that counter wrestling there, looking for that corner. Had the leg, he was chasing down that angle, but Henson just the defense there. Good exchange by both wrestlers.
Roby, Jared Frere in the Virginia Tech corner. The nasty shiner that Coach Roby took this week in practice. Getting his guys ready for today.
Arrington pressing forward, keeping his back to center. Good job there by circling back in. Henson. Both guys working in these ties, staying active. Heavy snaps. It's right there, nice little post, but just not able to get any penetration as Henson. Good head-to-head defense there for Arrington.
At this time, the top 3 place winners at 141 pounds and the 3rd place finisher at
Scoreless, 20 seconds to go in this first period. Final bout of the night from Chapel Hill.
3rd place finisher at 149.
NC State, if you're just joining us, has already clinched the team title. You see in the upper right-hand corner, 113 points, powered by 6 individual champions. Arrington trying to make it number 7. Virginia Tech with a pair of champions tonight. Virginia also represented with a title at 165. Flip of the disc comes up green. Henson looks over at Frere. Henson chooses down as we start period number 2. Henson grew up in Georgia, Cartersville, Georgia, takes a lot of pride. The rise of wrestling in that state. He credits the competitive spirit, the high energy level, and a lot of the guys coming back to their roots to help out current high schoolers. And you're familiar with that. That happens in a lot of states, but when you look at the names that Georgia has produced, Chip Ness, Peter Yates, Sean Russell, I can keep going on. Those are some good guys coming back, helping keep the momentum build in that state.
Yeah, it's really fun to see that. Getting back to where they came from, starting the wrestling clubs, helping out with the high school programs, really developing that talent. So when they get to this college level, these kids are ready to compete.
Good ride here by Arrington. Henson finally scoots free.
Excellent job there. Henson continues to get to his feet, attacking those hands.
Arrington is an RPI of 7th, 4th in the country by the coaches, 4th by Flo, and 5th by Internet.
He's working for that inside tie. But Arrington's doing a good job. He's controlling the wrist. You see that attack hand. Every time they tie up, Arrington's working for the wrist control, keeping in good position, keeping those hips low and away. So every time Henson tries to fire off a shot or create those openings, the hips aren't there and there's no penetration behind it.
Henson has his right underhook in. Arrington clears it away. Looked like it slipped as Henson got ready to make a move. Goes right back to it. We'll see him tie up on that right side and then reach across the body for a leg with his left arm. And we're talking, that's where Arrington's done a pretty good job with that wrist control, preventing that arm from getting to the leg.
See notice the head position of Arrington when he's working out of that underhook. He's keeping it right there square on the shoulder, keeping Henson at bay.
Two wrestlers, despite being only sophomores, know each other well. And a 1-0 score as we go to the third. Arrington's choice. He chooses down. He'll try to get the point back. And what did we talk about before the start of this match? Last year, Henson with a couple of really solid third period rides to win the championship. We'll see what he has in store tonight.
Nice quick suck back there by Henson. Just caught Arrington snoozing. See, working forward now, pressuring. He does have the ability to tilt from that top position if he can get a wrist. So I'm interested to see how much he commits to that top ride and looks for those attacks in that position.
Arrington briefly up to a tripod. Now back down on one knee. Forward pressure on the toes for Henson, driving. Now Arrington into a stand-up. Henson quickly repositions. Maintains control and goes out of bounds. Did not have to improve his position and work his way up the body with the two wrestlers going out.
Stay set. Set, Grant. Legal. Relax. That's me. That's me. That's me.
No caution given. That one on the official. So both wrestlers given a brief reprieve. Now they're back at it. And the stick that claw initially was Henson. Arrington up to his feet. Sit out position, turns, faces, and look at the relentlessness of Henson, and he brings him down with authority. Caleb Henson.
Staying committed to that ride. Nice mat return and following those hips. Arrington's doing exactly what he needs to, right? He's creating hip separation, a nice little hip high, getting to his feet, attacking hands, but Henson's just relentless from top. Pressure and mat return, working his claw.
Let's take one more look at some of the power that Henson has.
Henson getting his hips in, elevating. Nice mat return, keeping his feet in bounce. Pressure and forward. Battling from that top position right now.
Pressure continues to mount if you're Arrington underneath. This time he gets away. So Arrington gets the all-important escape. It took a while. Henson able to ride him for nearly a minute 30 in this third period, but we are tied at 1. Riding time not a factor, and it comes down to a takedown match.
Clutch escape there by Arrington. See Henson in on that low single. He's got the knee. Can he shelf that leg?
And potentially dangerous as the officials will stop it. Arrington's knee getting caught. 14 seconds. Short time. Final bout of the night. Top 5 showdown, Arrington and Henson, and we're going to need some additional time to settle this one. That's quite all right with everyone gathered here inside the Carmichael. So a 2-minute sudden victory, first one to score win. Reaches by Arrington. Henson comes back with a low pick. Nothing to be found. Ducks in. Again, Arrington sidestepping the missile. Minute 30 to go. Sudden victory.
Arrington's staying in good position right now, playing defense. Henson's picking up the pace, trying to create those angles, clearing the ties. Here's Arrington in on a shot. He's got the leg elevated. He's trying to cut that corner. Got to keep those hips low. Hook the top leg. Great roll through there by Henson. Now he's got his hips low. He's got that angle. He can cut that corner. He's slowly maneuvering his hips. He's got his left leg behind the ankle. He can break that lock.
Arrington clears the head, but you see Henson still wrapped up over the top, leg buried underneath, so no points awarded. Henson's going to have to try to free that leg up. Now he has some time, Anthony, with 30 seconds.
Henson's digging that right arm underneath, trying to break that lock of Arrington right now.
Arrington hanging on with everything he has left in the tank. Oh my goodness, what a scramble as it continues. 15 seconds to go. Arrington looking, and he gets the three. NC State with their 7th ACC title tonight. A brick comes flying in from Virginia Tech, so hold the boat right now. An exchange and scramble that took a minute off the clock, and the challenge coming from Virginia Tech.
What a battle. Both wrestlers have an advantage in certain situations, fighting through. Looks right there, Arrington's got that leg hook. It's underneath that near side.
You see his teammates in the backdrop. What a moment for Jackson Arrington, and then Frere and the coaches wanting the brick tossed immediately. They will lose the challenge, and Jackson Arrington has won an ACC title.